Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to show you something fun and I guess a little bit different that I've not seen if it posted before. At least I personally have not made a video on this before. And what I'm going to talk about is a legendary champion that can solo dragon without needing any books, right? And the way that this one's gonna work is gonna be perfect because we currently have on the live server, which I cannot show right now because I'm on the test server, but we do have a tournament going on right now that requires us to use only champions from the Night Revenant factions, right? So normally there are several options, right? If we're looking at the Night Revenants, there are two options that stand out usually that are the perfect ones for soloing it, right? To try and be as efficient as possible. So the first one is going to be somebody like a Tomb Lord, right? Tomb Lord brings you a ton of poison, decreased defense, decreased attack, right? Decreased speed on the A1. He has a really good kit. So Tomb Lord is one of the MVPs for trying to do some solo comps. Then another one is going to be Theodore the Savant, right? He's amazing, he's defense based, he can survive, brings poisons, activation, AoE decrease speed, you know, all the cool stuff. He's another perfect one. And pretty much these are the two ones that are the best at soloing. However, you might not have these two, but you might have a third one in there that, you know what, could help you out to do it. And it's a little bit on the lower level, but still, if you're trying to be efficient, right, try to kind of like I said in my title, right, grind smarter, not harder. Well, if you're trying to be efficient, considering there's a champion training tournament going on right now, you might want to use this one. And it's the first time I actually tried Calvalax to solo the dragon, right? It's not going to be the fastest in the world, but it's going to be efficient. One thing I do want to emphasize, don't look at what fodder I brought, but make sure if you're going to do this in the way that I'm showing you, right, to try and be smart and just solo it, make sure you're going to be using the, not just Calvalax, but the food. Make sure it's from the Night Revenant faction, right? Because if you bring food from a different faction, right, you're not thinking you might bring those Hellspawns, those Diabolists, those, whatever, I forgot the uncommon Force champion that we keep getting from 12-3. Do not bring them if you're trying to get points for the current Dragon tournament, because you need to have fodder to be from the same faction, right? If it's not Night Revenant, then it's not going to work, right? So definitely keep that in mind. So like I mentioned, this is a little bit slow. It's not perfect. I pretty much took whatever regen and immortal gear I had like left over. I put it on my Calvalax and I just ran it on hard stages. It didn't quite work as easy on hard because he's attack based, right? Because he's attack based, his defensive stats are a little bit lower and it's a bit more complicated to try and keep him alive. However, I said, you know what, let me push it back, and I got to stage 25 on Dragon. That's not bad, right? Stage 25 is a good stage to try and farm and get some you know, try and get yourself the points done, because that's the goal, right? Getting the points for the Dragon tournament that requires only Night Revenants, getting the points for champion training at the same time, and it kind of works, right? And the reason why I went to stage 25, or you can try and go to stage 21, but I said, you know what, let me try stage 25. The reason I chose this stage is because it's Force Affinity. So you want to make sure if you're going to be using Calvalax or whoever you're going to use, try to go against a stage where he's going to be positive affinity. So in my case, Calvalax is doing stage 25. He's strong affinity against force, which means I cannot get critically hit, right? Which means I shouldn't be dying, right? Because most of the time when you get a crit hit, that's when things become complicated. When you get hit by a crit, that's when you die. But you see, it's basically impossible for them to crit because of the way that affinities work with you know, strong affinity going against a weak affinity. That's, you know, that's never going to be the case. You're never going to be critically hit unless they have something on the stage that gives them increased crit rate, or against is like the Griffin that gets crit rate booster over time, or like the Shogun. But just by doing normal stages and stuff like this, you should not be crit. And this is pretty straightforward, right? I ran it a few times. It doesn't look like I should have any issues, but like I said, it is a bit slower. However, if you don't care about speed and you just care about efficiency for the resources that you use, right, being efficient with your stamina, then this is going to be a good stage, right? This is going to be a good stage and good way to do it with Kalvalax. Again, if you do not have Tomb Lord or if you do not have Theodore, if you have one of the other two, then obviously Tomb Lord or Theodore is going to be so much better because they bring you know what, they bring better skill sets, they're going to do it faster, and they're 100% the better options. I chose to like really try and do it with him, and like I said, I'm really happy of the fact that he doesn't really require books, right? So I never had mine booked because most of the time Calvalax is used for his passive, right? That as you go into a wave, you land a ton of poisons. You see that he doesn't always extend it. It's you know, it's not the best because again, he is not booked, right? I just use him for his passive. Maybe lots of people use him like that as the poison explosion team. And you know what? You might want to try and do this if you wanna do it for this certain event or not. But I'm gonna show you the build that I have on him. There's no presets as well. You see, it took me like 4 minutes, but it got the job done, right? If you're trying to grind smarter, not harder, and you don't have any other option, Calvalax is your only option, then this is the way to do it. So, like I mentioned, I have him built in a Regen plus Immortal set. Now, when it comes to the stats, you see what I have over here? It might be a little bit overkill. Let me show you exactly. If you go on hellhades.com, if we go to the dungeons, if you go to Dragon's Lair, and we go to normal stage 25, it pretty much shows you the stats that you need when it comes to accuracy and resist, right? So in this case, you need 225 accuracy to land your debuffs and 305 resist to be able to resist the debuffs of the boss. When it comes to the waves, it's a little bit lower, right? The waves are always a lower requirement. So if we have a look, I have 100 over both of the requirements almost, right? What's that again? 225 and I'm like 290, 305 and I am at 334. Actually, the resist I'm in the right spot, but you pretty much see what I mean. Then when it comes to the speed, you see I have 239. It's not the highest speed, not the lowest. Survivability stats, you know, decent HP, decent defense, but it's not the highest. Again, it's a little bit harder to get him, at least with a lot of HP, because he has a really low base HP. The defense is good, so maybe I should try and swap this one to a defense percent. Maybe I should try and defense percent boot with some speed. You know, I have what else? HP with lots of HP over here. Again, maybe I should make this defense, HP over here, and then this one's accuracy. Maybe I could swap this one from accuracy. I could try and give it a defense one with some speed, but you know what? I didn't want to have all fully awakened, all fully ascended gear, stuff like that. No awakening, as you can see, so I tried to keep it pretty much relatable. Like I said, he has no books, right? No books at all. That's why he didn't extend those poisons as much. The cool thing is this one over here. Whenever an enemy, which one is it? Oh, no, a day one. So the cool thing is he has self-sustain with this one as well. Heals this champion by 2.5% of their max HP for each poison debuff on the target. So apart from having the regen and the immortal set, this one helps him heal up as well, because every time he does an A1 against targets that have poisons, he heals that extra, you know, a little bit more. If you obviously had an awakening and you had the accessories on him, you would go with the blood shield accessories, right? Just choose a blood shield, whatever you have. Let me see, where's my blood shields? Blood shield ring, blood shield banner, whatever you have, that makes sense. And then if you had awakening, you would give him the emergency heal for that extra bit of layer of protection. And then when we look at the masteries, I actually kept it with War Master just in case you want to use in some other areas. War Master, and then down the support tree, you really want to grab Master Hexer so you have a chance to extend those poisons, and also the Sniper, because it's all about his passive where he lands a ton of poisons, right? When you go into the fight, he places 4 poisons on everyone, but after that, he has only a 50% chance to place a poison on all enemies for 1 turn. So by having Sniper and Master Hexer, you have a higher chance of placing the poisons, and also you have a chance of extending the duration from 1 to 2 poisons, right? So I guess Calvalax can solo Dragon 25. I'm quite sure he could be able to solo on hard stages. You might just require a little bit of a stronger build with some ascended gear, but he's a really good champion. Also, the cool stuff is that he brings a speed in all battles, so you know, it helps a lot. Also, if you feel like you are a lot slower, you can try to go with Spirit Haste as well instead of maybe the Sniper Mastery. But this one, I tested, this one worked for me, and this is the way to, you know, this is the way that I could do with Calvalax. So if you don't have Theodore, if you don't have Tomb Lord, and you want to try and do a solo way, Calvalax is your man. He can help you do it with this. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out on the channel because tomorrow I have my gems, void shards, and epic skill tome giveaways. Plus, I picked the winner for the account takeover. I already picked it, so the video is coming tomorrow. Also on Monday, you want to keep an eye on that because there's an amazing account giveaway going on, right? So keep an eye out on my channel for the next few days because it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, this is gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, run. Bye, guys.